Hello everyone, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise that was given in regards to ports and also inbound and outbound. So I'm sharing the screen of my Windows server that I've actually accessed it remotely. And this is it. And the first question asks to check for the ports. And that I've been able to do on my PowerShell. I'll just enlarge that. So on PowerShell, you can be able to run commands that will be able to show the ports and their ports ID, and it will show you if the ports are really working, being are active or inactive. So the first command you can run is netstar dash ano, which brings it shows all the ports that are currently on your computer, open also, and those which are closed. And here is the command. But to filter, since I don't want to see all these ports, all this information, that is a lot, I filtered using, I checked for the only listening ports so that I can see the only ports that are listening right now. Because you can see the ports are so many, but I also wanted to only see the TCP transfer only. So to find that, we'll have to use the getNet TCP connection, which is the state being listened. So we just want the state of it being listening and the protocol being the TCP. And it's here. And that actually has filtered the list to a few ports. You can see 22, 53, 88. Those are the ports that we have. So we have like port number 33. You can see port 3389. This port here. It's used for remote desktop protocol, which is used for remote administration and also allow administrators to connect using a remote connection. Like even for me right now, I'm accessing my Windows server remotely. So this is the port you can use for that kind of connection. Other port is I can talk of 53, which is a DNS port. We have the TCP, UDP, and TCP connections. And what they do is they're used for DNS services, and this is resolving domain to IP addresses. It's very important in domain controller and when or server hosts for DNS. And the other question was to see the services. So when you want to see all the services running or listening to different ports, you can use the get service command on your PowerShell and ensure that you run as administrator. So to limit it to only network related, so that you can find the networks and some of the services running that are network related, you use the command of get service where object you display the name and you specify that networks, and they should be remote and also they should be running, because you can see on the other side we have the stopped and we have the running ones. And if you do that, you will see that the display names matches remote, and you can see some of the services that are really running right now on my server. And all of them are running, and the one I can talk about is the DNS server. It's here, this service, DNS server. This it's responsible for name resolution and also converts domain names into IP addresses, which we talked even earlier on the port 53, and then requires it was required for domain controllers. And then another one that I looked at was Windows remote controller, Windows remote management. Where is that? Windows remote controller management. It's here. It's actually running. It allows remote PowerShell administration and also is used by System Center and remote scripts, and also runs in port 5985, which is HTTP, and we have port 443, which is HTTPS, or 480 and port 443. So we were asked to create a new rule of an inbound or on the firewall on firewall defender. So the first thing you have to do is you have to search for firewall defender, and then you open the inbound and then create a new rule. So firewall defender is found on the control panel. When you open the firewall defender, you choose the advanced setting, and this will open the window of where you can be able to see the inbound and outbound rules. So when you click on the inbound rule, you can actually create a new rule. Yeah. And when you click create new rule, you ensure, since we have been told it's a port, we just have to choose port and then follow the wizard. Ensure you put the port here, which was 50,000. And since I've already created, I will ignore that. And then next, you just have to write the name. It will ask you for the name. Let me just do that. It will be 5,000, 50,000. That's the port. And then it is going to ask you for the name. You ensure to allow connection. Domain, yes, leave it checked, and then you put the names. And after you do that, you'll be able to view it. I'll show you the one I created, and it should be able to display, and I should be able to turn it on or turn it off. Okay, I'll just create one. I don't see the one I created. It was 50,000. Then I'll allow connection, and then I'll call it TCP 500,000. So you have to ensure that you choose TCP here, and then on the protocol and port. Then you click finish. So when you come here, you see the port is here. What you have to do is to disable, you click on the right menu. There's enable and disable. That's how you'll be switching it on and switching it off. So the new that we created also, it's up here. So you just have to click, you can click disable or enable. Yeah, so and the last question was to schedule for an update of Windows. And that one, the first thing you have to do, you have to look for the scheduler, a task scheduler. Just open it, and then we are going to create a new task, create a task. And then here you write the name of the task, which is update, Windows update. But since I've already created, and you can choose the options, which one you want to operate. And then triggers, you're going to create a new trigger, and that will direct you to use the, to set which time do you want it to happen, which is on a daily basis, and then you put the time that you need it to happen, and then you click OK. Then after that, you can go on the actions, and actions allows you, you create new, and then allows you to use the PowerShell to run it. So here you can choose to use PowerShell.ex. So this is the program that will run that command. And then here you put the command that you will have to run. An example will be, I would use like command would be install Windows update. Then you can say accept, and you can ignore the boot. That's an example of a command. And then what you'll have to do, you click OK, and then OK, and then that schedule. I just asked for the manual. Let me say Windows update, and you click OK. So this will save the command, and it will always be running every time as you have been able to set. It becomes one of the tasks that you have created, and you can actually look for it here after you create it, so that you can be able to see if it really exists or not. You can see it's here, and it's happening every day. So it's something you already created, and you can actually check on its details and update it if needed. So thank you so much, and I hope that was helpful for being able to demonstrate what was needed in this lesson.